All right, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of HP Critical Plus. I am your host, Brandon, and I am joined by the wonderful and the lovely Christy.
Hi, everybody.
Guys, I'm excited because it's been a minute. In fact, it's been many minutes. It's probably been a few months. Literally, in between the last time we did a part of this game tonight, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, a whole generation got announced. That's how long it's been, Christy. I don't know if you realize that the last time we did a part, we didn't know that Gen 9 was coming.
Yeah, I think we weren't really expecting it. We're like, oh yeah, maybe, I don't know. It could be not. I mean, it was on track because we already had a remake, so of course Gen 9 is on the way. Yeah.
Yeah, but well, here it is. I guess because we haven't talked about it live on stream. Hold on one second. I gotta disable something because people cannot see me. I am blocking information. There we go. People can see me now. All right, cool. So what are your thoughts? Because we've talked about this privately, but we haven't talked about it on stream. What are your thoughts on the starters and what you've seen so far of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet? I had to think of the name for a second.
They're actually really cute. You know, the fire type grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a big fan at first, but yeah, he grew on me. The water type reminds me of Donald from Kingdom Hearts
Yes.
and Disney, but you know, it is what it is.
You do
But
realize, Christy, that just so people know, I want to make this just perfectly clear right off the bat. When that game comes out, much like what we're doing here for a Brilliant Diamond, there's going to be one game I get for the purposes of playing on my own free time, and there'll be one game that I get for purpose of streaming. Pokemon Violet is going to be the one that we do streams of. Yes, I'm confirming a full stream playthrough of Pokemon Violet when that comes out, because purple is part of our HB Critical colors, and so we want to represent that. But I will say that if we do end up choosing Quaxley as our starter, then we're 100% naming it Donald's. Like, without doubt. For those who caught our Shield playthrough, when we caught Zamazenta, I nicknamed it Goofy. Because it's literally a Shield dog. So I have to keep
yes,
this. So I have to keep I feel like I have to keep the tradition going. But we'll see. I know when I play my own personal playthrough on Scarlet, I'm going to be choosing Fuecoco because he's so adorable looking, and I just want to hug him.
they're all adorable to be honest. They've all grown on me, so we'll see.
And I love that they're taking the lessons from Legends Arceus seemingly to make this big open world, and I'm just curious to see how it goes. Also, I'm not reading the messages. Let me just read the... Gabe said, my uncle's cousin's brother, friend's mom's dad knew about the new gen. Dang. Can we get a connection there? I want to like... And Dylan said, oh yeah, well my uncle works in Nintendo. He said he will block you if you don't give me your shiny Alakazam. Ooh. By the way, I just want to do a quick celebration real quick, people. Kadabra is free. Now, if you guys don't know the story, I'm gonna educate y'all real quick. So the whole Abra line, Abracadabra and Alakazam, there was controversy with Kadabra because Kadabra was supposed to be based on this magician called Uri Geller, and I think his Japanese name was Young Geller or something like that, which is meant to be like
Something.
a corruption of the name Uri Geller. So he had a lawsuit with Pokemon that went on for a lot of years, and they couldn't do anything with Kadabra specifically because of that. Like, he was okay to appear in the games, of course. Like, they never just eliminated Kadabra from existence in the games. But if you guys look at the last few Pokemon cards, like, Kadabra was not there for the longest time, and Kadabra was just not appearing in the anime either for that same reason. So he was just gone. Which, by extension, meant that Abra cards had been gone for a long time, because you need Kadabra to get to Alakazam, so they would just do, for those who follow the card game, they would just have Alakazam EX or Alakazam Prime, which starts as a basic, so they could just ignore Abra and Kadabra altogether, which was a shame, because poor Abra suffered for it too. But anyway, this story has a happy ending. Uri Geller, after years, within a few months ago, finally relented and apologized to the community for not letting them use a Kadabra and whatever. And so, in one of the more recent episodes of Pokemon Journeys, Kadabra appeared. He was like bending spoons to entertain kids, and I was like so happy to see it. It's great. I'm glad Kadabra's free. And speaking of free, even though we're in the month of April, and we haven't played since our last stream, which is maybe in January. I do want you guys to know that we did log in, and as you can see in my inventory, we have Oak's letter. There was a mystery gift in the month of March where if you go into the mystery gift,
I missed. I'm so sad.
you missed it. No, even after I reminded you, it's like no. And Dylan, I agree. That is a very wholesome story. I'm very happy that Kadabra is back in the in everywhere in Pokemon. But yeah, we have Oak's letter. So when we get to the post game of this playthrough, we will be going to get Shaman live on stream. As long as we have Oak's letter, we can take as much time as we need to. But there is a new mystery gift that is happening this month right now. So live on stream, we're gonna go ahead and get it. Get via internet. So for the month of April, if you go to a mystery gift and just go to internet, you get a member card gift. And this too, I think, is post game exclusive. But if you use this member card gift, you'll oh dear, Gabe has chosen violence on chat, saying real Pokemon fans don't miss free gifts, Christy.
Don't be mean to me. Leave me alone.
How could you be mean to her? But yes, with the member card for the month of April, and don't miss it, people. You can use the member card to get Darkrai. Now there is one more. What was it? One more mythical Pokemon that you can get in the game as of right now on Shiny Pearl Brilliant Diamond, and that's Arceus, the legendary Pokemon Arceus. Or, I'm sorry, the mythical Pokemon Arceus. However, this one is not tied to a mystery gift, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing about it is you don't have a time limit. You can get Arceus whenever. Here's the other thing, though. You need to have completed Pokemon Legends Arceus and have a completed save file on that Switch. And if you've done that, then you'll be able to get the Azure Flute in your room in the post game to go catch Arceus. Now, be warned, Arceus is at level 80, which is the highest level legendary encounter in the game. So be ready for that battle because it's Arceus and it is strong. Did he just say it's Arceus? It is not Arceus, it is Arceus. Wait, hold on. Arceus? No, it is not Arceus. It is officially pronounced Arceus, man. I know these
Yeah,
things.
it is pronounced as Arceus. Just
Anyways,
kind of, which I wasn't really expecting for it to be.
Yeah, I like how I found out about it was I watched the Pokemon Arceus and the Jewel of Life movie, and up to that point, I too was also pronouncing Arceus, or at one point I was even saying, could it be Arceus because it's like supposed to be like Zeus or like a god or whatever, but the movie was pronouncing it Arceus for the entirety, and I was just like, all right, so it's Arceus. And yeah. Anyway, here's our current team, because we haven't seen them in forever. We got our Staravia, which is Oliver, aka Oliver Queen from Starling City, because get it, because Starling is a starling. Anyway. We got Luxio, which is Kimba the White Lion. We got the one and only Jarell here, right here is our Jirachi. We got Christy, the Mew. We got Drifloon, which is Mochi, because it reminds me of Mochi. And of course, the man himself, King DDD, which is, even more prevalent these days because of Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. You know, people are loving DDD. Christy, have you heard the news rendition? I'm sure you have. You finished the game. You've heard the news rendition of King DDD's theme, right?
I have.
It's so good. It's so good.
It is.
And it's like one of the best remixes that they've had for his theme in a long time. Oh, yes, we do love Jarell, Dylan. Yes, we do. What's in my inventory right now? We got to explore, we got the memory card. A card needed for entering the inn in Canalave City. Oddly, the last day marked in it was 50 years ago. Let's sort that. So yes, another thing that we'll be getting much later in the game is we're going to go catch Arceus. So we have a long time to think of nicknames for these legendary Pokemon once we get them, or mythical Pokemon. It's funny, a few days I was thinking about this and I had a name for Arceus, but it's gone. But I'm sure it'll get it back by the time we get there. Anyway, it's time for Rudania to continue her quest. So let's get going. Okay, so we have to explore the city. Let's see. Here's this statue here. There's some writing. The Pokemon statue. Daya once laughter and tears at the same time flows. Such the blessing of Daya. The text is barely legible and has faded completely in some places. Interesting. Let us move this way. What am I supposed to see? Well, there's Route 211 over there. I don't know if I've explored this route yet. Let's go ahead and just take a quick peek, you see. Okay, so I've not been here because that hidden item is still there. Anyway, we got a free Pokeball. Maybe we'll make a new friend over here. Oh, a trainer. Let's show. Oh, shoot. I have Oliver at the lead, and this is a hiker. Oh, this could be a problem.
Everything will be fine.
Oh, I hope it'll be fine. Let's see what happens.
Maybe.
Hiker Lewis. Sent out Geodude. Oh, this will not be fine. We'll probably have to switch right away. Oliver. Don't get hurt, Oliver. Oh, good. Oliver can intimidate before he leaves. That's good. That's good, at least. Okay. So who would be good to switch out with? Let's see. It doesn't. Oh, that's right. Christy has a grass knot. I can use that. All right. Go, Christy. Go.
Huzzah!
Okay, Geodude's using a rock polish. I wonder if that'll make it actually faster than the Mew. I wonder. Alright, Grass Knot, go. Oh, we're still faster! Let's go!
Hooray!
I've always thought having rock pop, like, it's a rock move, I get it, but I always thought it was weird, like, having it on Geodude, because, like, it's still not gonna make it fast enough. But Onyx is actually a decently fast rock Pokemon, so it having rock polish is actually not a bad thing. Also, I forgot that Chrissy has Baton Pass and Amnesia, so that could potentially be useful later. I don't know. We'll see.
See? Ha ha ha.
She is getting stronger. So I think we're right next to Mount Coronet. Yeah, we're like literally right next to it. Oh, that's right. We do have Rock Smash. Bidoof.
Which reminds me, that Bidoof thing that they did last year was great.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
It's great. If you guys have not watched the Bidoof short that is on the Pokemon YouTube channel, you should definitely watch it. I'm going to put Jarrell at the lead for a little bit. Look at these beautiful wings. Okay. We're going to beat this Bird Keeper. Yeah, Bird Keeper. Okay. I couldn't remember the trainer class for a second there. She has got a Hoothoot. I love Hoothoot. I have like my special memory of Hoothoot is like I remember playing Pokemon Gold version for the first time and being so blown away that game had a day and night cycle based on real time. And I remember playing the game at night and I was like seeing Hoothoot for the first time and I was like, this is great. And the thing is, it also had reminded me because Nintendo Power, which I was subscribed to at the time, did have talk about that, the day and night cycle. It mentioned that, hey, if you play this game at night, you might be able to find different Pokemon. And I think they actually did have a picture of a Hoothoot, like coming out at night. And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
You know.
Also, I forgot that Hoothoot has really high special defense, so it is like tanking these confusions from Jarrell. And meanwhile, it's using Echo Voice, which is gradually getting stronger, but it's okay because Jarrell is a steel type and will not be harmed by such voices.
Exactly.
There we go. Hoothoot is down. As much as I love Ash's Shiny Noctowl, I wish at one point it was a Hoothoot. Because, again, I really like Hoothoot.
Hmm.
And I love taking the picture of Hoothoot in New Pokemon Snap. It was great. It's also fun hitting it with the Fluff Fruit when it's in the tree. Hey, we got taunts. Alright, so let's go up here real quick. Actually, hold on. Let me see if there's any hidden items here. Nope. Up we go. I don't think there's much we can do in Mount Coronet right now, but I'm going to take a quick peek. I found a revive. Free revives are great.
Revives are great.
I'm already seeing a roadblock. We definitely don't have strength. And I think strength is like on the other way as well. Yep, we're done here. Let's get out of this cave. Don't worry, people. We'll be back to Mount Coronet much later in the game for a long time. Because Mount Coronet is kind of important to this game.
Just a tiny bit.
All right, what else is in Eterna City? Uh, let's see. There's those trees that we can cut the trees.
Hmm.
Un poco. Wait, did we beat Gardenia already? I completely forgot. I should probably check that.
Did we? I don't think we
Oh yeah, no, we totally beat Gardenia already.
we did.
We did. That tells you how long it's been since we played. I completely forgot that we already beat Gardenia.
I thought that we just got there, but okay.
Yeah, I think that was the last thing I wanted to do on stream was like defeat her. I love that too, Dylan. That we just forgot that we already beat her. Well, that's great. So now we're gonna explore the Team Galactic warehouse then.
Okay then.
Welcome to Team Galactic. Are you here to donate your Pokemon? What? You're not? Then kindly get off our property. Do we have to bring the pain like we did to the Cycle Shop manager? Oh, that's right. We're at this part. We gotta save the Cycle Shop manager from these people. So I'm just going to we're about to enter a double battle. So I'm just gonna get the HP Critical leadership team here, Jarrell and Christy as the two heads of the party, and just have them beat up these Team Galactic members. Okay, here we go. Okay, so they have a Wurmple and a Zubat. Oh, poor things. Zubat, you know, I have a history with Zubat, but Wurmple's adorable. I don't want to hurt Wurmple. But it must be done. Oh, this is embarrassing. The only move that Christy really has to attack is Grass Knot, which is not effective on either of them.
No, it is not.
Okay. Apologies, Christy, but I must send Oliver in.
Do you want to move,
Oh, yes, thank you. I completely forgot about that. I'm just gonna see if I'm okay at the bottom right here.
do you want to do it because the bottom right is where you have the moves? You wanted to do the top left?
Top left would probably be better. Thank you because I would have never noticed.
It's been a hot minute.
It has been. I have to change for every like game because you know everyone has their UI in different places. It is what it is. Like for example, now I'm blocking the level up screen, but it's okay as long as it's only for a second.
Hmm.
Okay, Wurmple is hitting a tackle. Here comes Glammeow. That is a dark type. My confusion will have no effect on it whatsoever. I'm gonna just use I'm just gonna use a helping hand on Oliver and just use a wing attack on Wurmple, I think. Go, Jarrell, go. Okay, and then Oliver will hit up a wing attack, and the Wurmple is gone. Kazam. So I was talking to Christy a little bit before the stream started about how I was really enjoyed the Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I like it a lot more than the first one, and I did enjoy the first one as well, just for context. It does have a lot more of a focus on the Sonic characters, which I feel like is what a lot of people wanted anyway. So you know that's great. The human characters are still there, and they have a fun role, but it is definitely more about the Sonic characters themselves. I will say, as a Tails fan, like Tails being my number one favorite Sonic character, which I'm sure is a sentiment that Marissa agrees with as well. Tails was handled very well in this movie something I really appreciate because Tails hasn't really been handled the best lately in Sonic. He used to be, you know, he was a little shy, a little unsure of himself, but he wanted to always be there for Sonic. And that movie captures that. Whereas the later games in the series, because I think as a natural consequence of only Sonic being playable, they haven't really known what to do with Tails, and he's kind of done nothing, unfortunately, as a result. In the worst case, which was Sonic Forces, he's kind of actively pathetic, which I don't like when they do my boy like that. He's just capable of Sonic. Just give him a chance.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you like Tails, you like the movie. And of course, Knuckles. Knuckles is great in the movie. But that's all I'll say because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. And Christy herself is seeing it tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the film. Oliver wants to learn Whirlwind.
Too.
Let's see.
Ooh.
What would be a good one to switch with Whirlwind? I kind of don't want to get rid of any of these moves, if I'm honest. Quick Attack is good for just like a quick finish, to just like get a little bit of HP off of Pokemon. Endeavor could be good for certain situations, and Double Team is just if I want to. Yeah, I'm okay. I can pass a Whirlwind. And we beat the Collectables. Kazam's up. Yeah, we're just kids, but you know, Udani is strong. She is the reincarnation of the ancient hero from Galar, except she's not that ancient. What I'm excited to do at some point is, especially when we do our Violet playthrough, is I'm hoping a lot of the Pokemon from Galar are compatible in that game, because I'd love to bring back some of the old characters that we caught in Shield and haven't brought back. Like, I was just thinking today. I was just thinking today about how much I miss Caspar from our Isle of Armor playthrough.
I know, I miss him too.
And then, what did we name our Calyrex? I completely forgot.
Oh, I forgot. You know, we named Moltres.
What did we name Moltres?
Wasn't Moltres the one that we had difficulties with?
It was. It was the one we had difficulties with, but what did we name him?
We named it Jean Grey.
That's right, it was Jean Grey. This is like the Phoenix. Oh man, if you guys missed that, you can catch it on our YouTube. I literally titled it the Moltres Saga. It's a trip. I should have finished this one. A trip that ended with us catching Moltres in a dive ball!
That was great.
It was certainly a saga. Zubat will come out. I will keep Jorel out. And Zubat is down. Kablam. I remember when I played Pokemon Black for the first time, how excited I was about Woobat. Because, you know, it was another bat Pokemon, but, like, it was so much more cuter than Zubat. I love Woobat. And it was actually a decent Pokemon, too. Unlike Zubat, who wasn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
I remember, like, even Team Rocket during the Black and White season, he got a Woobat, and it was great. And it was actually pretty strong, like, you know, much like how Woobat actually is in the game. It's a shame about the Black and White season, though. Did you watch much of the Black and White season? I know we've talked about it before, but did you see much of it?
Really? I just kind of watch bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah, I really don't like Black and White, the season. The games, like the Gen 5 games, are my favorite generation overall. But the anime is like my least favorite arc of the anime, easily. It's not even close. It was just so poorly written and so badly paced. And the characters weren't that interesting. Well, aside from the main characters. Well, no, Ash was poorly written that season too. But I love Silent and I loved Iris. It's just that Ash was really bad in that season. A lot of the auxiliary characters were bad too.
Yeah, the characters were not that great, unfortunately.
Silent had a rival named Burgundy, who was like very annoying. Iris had a rival named Georgia. I actually like Georgia's character because her whole thing was that she just wanted to spite Iris. Like, she called herself a Dragon Buster, and she just riddled her team with like Pokemon that could beat dragons. So it was mostly ice types, basically. Yeah, she was fine. But Ash's rival in that season, Trip, hate him. Absolutely hate him. He was a terrible rival.
Yeah.
And they artificially made him strong. Like, Ash lost his first battle against him. Like, his Snivy that he just got beat Pikachu just because it couldn't use electric moves. Which, here's two reasons why that's bad. One, Electric moves are not that great against grass Pokemon anyway. Why would he even need to use them against the Snivy? And 2, we literally saw 3 episodes ago Ash's Pikachu tie against a Latios, but it can't defeat a new trainer's Snivy?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that black and white season was garbage. And I hate how when they did the Team Galactic arc, it wasn't great. They didn't mess up N's character, thankfully. N was faithful to how he was in the game. But
I'm pretty sure everybody would have rioted if that was the case.
Yeah, N was at least treated how he was. He just didn't get enough time to be N, basically. And I said they were pretty faithful to him, but unfortunately he was toned down just a tad from the way he was in the games. Dylan, you don't know the half of it about how much I hate the black and white season.
So, tell us all about your feelings about the black and white anime, Brandon.
Oh no, I got more. If you want to hear more, I got more. Okay, so you know what's another thing that's bad about the black and white anime? When I said it was badly paced, I really sort of profoundly mean it. They finished the black and white content too fast. So like, generations in Pokemon typically go for about 3 years, right? And that was the case with black and white. It was the first part was basically covering the original black and white. The second season was more or less covering black and white with a teensy bit of black and white too near the end. And then the third season, the third season started with him going to the Pokemon League. So already I'm like, where are you going from here if he's starting with the Pokemon League? And yeah, the Pokemon League finished. It was very disappointing. It was like one of the worst leagues ever. And I don't think the Kanto League was that great either. But anyway, before I continue talking, Dylan says, my neighbor has 2 little boys who are obsessed with the Pokemon anime and Pokemon cards, and they had no idea they were Pokemon video games. And you know, that's the before I continue, I think that is the beauty of Pokemon. It is such a big franchise, such a big multimedia franchise that you could literally get into Pokemon in any kind of way. You could either get into the anime, like a lot of kids love the anime. You could get in through the card game or the video games. I think most of us in our generation got into the games and then kind of did the auxiliary stuff afterwards. But no, there are a lot of kids who, you know, they watch the anime and barely play the game. I think the anime is actually like their #1 selling product of the Pokemon multimedia franchise, which is, if you've ever been one of those people that was like, hey, why does Pokemon innovate more than what they're doing now? I mean, that's the reason. Like, the games are essentially a vehicle to bring us new Pokemon and new regions and stuff for the anime to do, essentially. That's the main thing. That's why Pokemon games never get delayed. That's why Pokemon games never get delayed, because it has to meet the cycle. There has to be a new one every 3 years, basically. So a lot of people I know were surprised that the new generation was, but it has been 3 years since Sword and Shield. I know a lot of people were thinking, well, maybe they won't, because there was the DLC, there's Legends Arceus, there was Diamond and Pearl Remake, but none of that matters. First of all, Diamond and Pearl Remake wasn't even done by Game Freak. That was done by Ilka with, using the original game as base. But it still doesn't matter. They did all that, but they still are gonna have the game out within that time frame, basically. Yeah, this is a trainer. Cool. I can continue talking while I battle this trainer. What was I gonna say? So yeah, getting back to the anime. So yeah, they started the final season of Black and White with the League. And again, bad League battle, right? The second part of it... Hey, speaking of Kadabra, we were talking about Kadabra earlier. This guy's in Kadabra is his first Pokemon. I might have to switch, though. Actually, no, Swift should be fun. Let me see how much Swift does. Well, he only has the Kadabra. This might... yeah, that did a decent amount of damage. I should be able to... Kinesis! Oh, yeah, Dylan. Kadabra is back in more ways than one. Yeah, so yeah, they finished the League. And then the second third of the final season focused on the Team Plasma stuff. So basically, a lot of the new stuff from... Because, Ash finished the League, and for no reason whatsoever, Ash said, let's continue exploring Unova for a little bit, instead of just going off to the next region like he usually does. And I was like, well, there's a few locations that he didn't go to. The new location that when she was in Black and White 2. So I said, let me go there. And that's basically where they did the entirety of the new Team Plasma stuff. Which, aside from N, was handled very poorly. Colress's character was ruined in the anime. Like, Colress, his name is Colress. It's meant to sound like colorless, because his motivation had him, like, squarely in the middle in the game, where he wasn't really evil, but he wasn't really good either. But no, in the anime, he's just crazy scientist, man. No ambiguity there.
That's right.
He was just completely insane. Just ruined. Throw in the trash character. And they teased like the restaurant Zekrom stuff, but didn't go too deep into it. It just wasn't really well done. But yeah, they finished the Team Plasma content, and then they were done. Ash just explored all of Unova, but oops, we're not ready to go to Kalos yet because X and Y is not out yet. Let's get back to Kanto, but let's take the scenic route and go onto these islands called the Decalar Islands, but I always call them the Filler Islands because there was nothing. Ash had no purpose there, just to see more Pokemon as he explored this island, and it was full of a bunch of nonsense episodes. But let's get into the real cardinal sin here. Actually, hold on. Let me just do this cutscene real quick because this is an actual cutscene and not, Let me just get my team ready together here. Let me see. I think we're okay to lead with Jarell still.
Think so too.
Yeah. What is it with this Team Galactic? Why did they take our Pokemon? What are they trying to accomplish? Oh, we tried... Not the Clefairy. And the Baneri. Did you want something? How silly me to even ask. You want to free the Pokemon? Yeah, that's gonna happen. That was a short conversation I remember. But this is Commander Jupiter. I almost thought it was Saturn, but Saturn is the other one. So she is the second of the three Team Galactic commanders. And they all pretty much have similar teams. Like, they start with a Zubat, but then they have one Pokemon that's kind of theirs.
Yeah. Kind of like that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And of course, later in the game, it becomes the Golbat. Wow, this Zubat's tough. It actually contains the confusion. Mean, look! Mm. I mean, I wasn't going to take out Jarell, so this should be fine. How insolent. Take a bite of this child. I promise, I will take about the worst thing that the Black and White season did in a second. But now that we're on an important battle, I should probably focus. Let's see. Commander Junior is about to Skuntank. Here we go. So that is a dark poison type. This would not be a good matchup for poor Jarell. Let's see here. Will not be a good matchup for Mochi either. I think I'm gonna go with King DDD here.
Yeah. Old Gabe just asked me if I'll ever get a camera to be on screen. I'm like, we'll see.
I have also asked you that question many times. And
you have. I'm just lazy.
That's one of the answers you've given me in the past. There's other answers you've given me too. But suffice to say, maybe it'll happen one day. Maybe we'll see. It's up to her. It is up to her. Dylan says, I'm doing some very boring and tedious Brian, so I'm just enjoying your enthusiasm. Oh, don't worry, man. I got more for you soon. I got more for you real soon. Alright, let's do a bubble lead. Oh, it's faster! Oh no, not poison gas! It's okay. We can take out the Skuntank before. I remember in Pokemon Stadium 2, there was one of the trainers that you have to fight. It was a Team Rocket Grunt. And her strategy was the whole toxic double team strat. I'm like, oh no. It was a very annoying battle. We didn't do nearly as much damage with this Bubble Beam as I thought, unfortunately.
We did not.
I'm gonna hit it with a Charm real quick so we can hopefully survive, and then I'll cure the poison. Snarl! That's a special move! This is not according to plan! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, and I lost some special attack. Yeah, this might be a wrap for King Dedede. I might have to switch him out. Yeah, because my Bubble Beam already wasn't doing that much, and now if it's, yeah, yikes. Okay, so let's switch over to another Pokemon. Let's go with Kimba. Kimba hasn't seen any action to stream yet.
Yeah, Kimba would be a good choice.
You're in charge, Kimba. Intimidate, perfect. His attack is going down even more. So it is at -3 attack right now. If it uses, like, Snarl, okay, but it's going with the special moves.
Brandon knows about all of this, and I'm just sitting here going, yeah, okay.
It's okay. It's nice to have someone to speak to directly as these things are going on. Bark. No! Okay. Kimbo avoided the poison gas. We're good.
Ew. Poison gas hurts a lot.
Oh, it's got a berry. All right, this battle ain't over yet. Alrighty. I was thinking I should use charge, but no, I'll keep the spark going. Just keep on the pressure. Flamethrower! Excuse me? Oh! Oh, man. Okay. Oh. I'm paralyzed! Let's go! Let's go! It's going down. It's going down. Yeah, it's flamethrower, Dylan. Aftermath now! Okay, Kimbo's alive. Alright, we're good. Okay, we won. Yeah, the flames, the gas is hot apparently inside Skuntank's body. Whew. Hey, King Dedede leveled up. Awesome. Jupiter has been defeated. Hooray. This is some child. Being careless cost me too much. Well, aren't you tough? It's okay though. Our official Pokemon statue investigation is finished. And Mars collected energy from the Valley Windworks. We're pretty much finished here. I'll let you in on one little thing. Our boss is researching the myths of ancient Pokemon. With the power of mythical Pokemon, he will become the ruler of Sinnoh. I suggest you keep out of Team Galactic's affairs from now on. This is your last warning. I got my Clefairy back in. It's all thanks to you. But that Team Galactic... They said Clefairy came from space. Hand it over. Their logic baffles me still. It's like they're from space. Anyway, they're gone now. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough right now, but cruise by my cycle shop, okay? Okay. I remember at one point when they tried to make Clefairy the mascot of Pokemon.
Yeah. They tried. An attempt was made.
An attempt was certainly made. And it's just crazy how they kind of undercut their own efforts by having the anime have Pikachu as the mascot.
Yep.
And you know
really, that worked out.
And yeah, and here we are. Now I don't think the time. Now to be clear, I don't think a timeline where Clefairy would have been the mascot would have been the worst thing. I like Clefairy.
Clefairy's adorable.
But I do prefer Pikachu.
No, I wouldn't mind if there was like a Charmander as a mascot, or a Squirtle, or one of the, like the Gen 1 starters. I wouldn't have mind.
Yeah, any one of them could have been the mascot, and to a lot of people, Charmander is kind of like an unofficial mascot anyways. Oh, that's a perfect segue to the thing I hated the most about the black and white anime. Well, maybe not the thing I hate the most, but this is a good segue nonetheless. So you remember that season I just talked about, the filler islands? Ooh. Let me tell you what the anime tried to do to make it seem like this was going to be an important arc, right? The season, the third third of this final season of the Black and White arc started with Ash getting his Charizard back. Now, for anyone that was following the anime up to that point, that was a big deal because y'all remember Charizard. He left his Charizard at this place called the Charcific Valley so it could train and get super strong. So he would only use it for like special battles up to that point, but he basically didn't have it. It was like a big deal whenever Charizard came back because you it was gonna do something important. So Charizard comes into this season, and I think they said to the effect that its training is finished. So you're out here thinking, oh shit, Charizard is super strong now if its training is finished. And like in that same episode, it has a battle with Iris's Dragonite, which we know, which for anyone watching at that point knows is very strong, and it won. It's like, ooh, its Charizard is really strong. Ooh, I wonder what it's going to do. It does nothing. It does nothing that season. It becomes the worst thing ever. It becomes, I went to Oliver because it becomes the bird fetch Pokemon of that part of the season. Like, Ash literally takes his Unfezant, puts it in the box, and has Charizard go. And what does Charizard do this season? Oh no, Team Rocket captured Pikachu. Charizard, find Pikachu! For the whole season! For the whole season. Its one fight was against the Dragonite, the Irish Dragonite, which again, that was a good episode. I'm not gonna shit on that episode. But for the rest of the remaining of the season, Charizard becomes Team Rocket took our Pokemon, find it from the air. What the bird Pokemon usually does in every season. I was heated when I was starting to realize
I didn't know that.
I was heated when I started to realize they were going to do. Because they did it one episode. I'm like, okay, Charizard's your flying Pokemon. That makes sense. Then they did it again the very next episode. Like, okay. Then I noticed they kept doing it. and Charizard wasn't actually doing battles. Aside from maybe the occasional help us make Team Rocket blast off. But that was it. That was the whole season. You took this Pokemon that's supposed to be reserved for a special occasion and made it a glorified fetcher. I hate that. I hate that so much. And then they had an episode of in the Decalar Islands where they advertised it a lot because in that episode Ash meets a Butterfree and there's like flashbacks and then there's like scenes of the flashbacks to when Ash's Butterfree went away. So people like me were thinking, oh, is Ash gonna find his Butterfree again and say hi to it one episode? No. None of that. It's just an unrelated Butterfree. He has a quick flashback that lasts like 30 seconds. Just like a callback for the old fans. And then it never gets addressed again. It's just a one-off episode about a completely unrelated Butterfree otherwise.
Oh, well, thank goodness I dropped out after, like, I think the Orange Island.
Well, okay,
I watched the Johto.
Yeah, or
I kind of, like, dropped out after that.
Yeah, Johto was fine. I didn't have too much fun with the Johto arc. Hoenn was also pretty good. Diamond and Pearl, it has its highs and its lows, but I think it has one of the best Pokemon leagues at the end. That anime really felt like a finale in a lot of ways, I would say. Because it was supposed to be the finale for Ash. And then they changed their mind at the last minute. Because, for those who don't know, Black and White, they were going to do a reboot. They were going to... a soft reboot. Because, Black and White was all about new beginnings, right? Even when you played the games, you couldn't catch any of the old Pokemon initially. You could only do the new Pokemon that they added for that game. There's a whole 150 of them, kind of like in Red and Blue. So they're going to do the same thing in the anime. Ash's final season was going to be Diamond and Pearl, and they're going to do a new character. But Ash is too popular, so they changed their mind. But they had already written a whole bunch of the season to have this new character, which is why Ash's progress as a character completely reset for the Black and White season, and it led to some really bad writing things for Ash. That's why I hate Ash in Black and White, because his character reset.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Ooh.
And that's why Pikachu lost, too, because they had scripted the new trainer to lose against this new trainer, Trip, except they kept Ash with Pikachu, and therefore that makes no sense for him to lose that fight.
Yeah.
At all. Like, if it was like, I don't know, if like new trainer chose Oshawott as their first thing and then lost against the Snivy, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And it's a water against a grass Pokemon. Of course it's gonna lose. But that's not what happens. Thanks for rescuing me. I can't thank you enough. Say, let me give you a bite to show my gratitude. Please come with me for a moment. Okay. Where are we going, man? Where are we going? I'd like you to choose a color for your bike. Which one would it be? Christy, in my playthrough I did blue, but what color would you like?
I think I did blue for mine too. Let's go with green.
Okay, green sounds good. We got a new chatter, Dark Anime Lover is saying hi. Hello, Dark Anime Lover. I'm glad you're joining us. I'm glad you joined us right as I just finished my Pokemon rant. But I can keep going. There's more I can say about the awful Black and White season. You want a green bike? Yeah, green looks fine. Marvelous. You chose a fresh and lively green. It's somewhat reminiscent of the seed on Bulbasaur's back. It's perfect for you. We got the bike. Yay. It's the latest model, so I'll read the operating manual to you. So shift gears with B. Third gear cannot reach full speed with an easier handle. In fourth gear, you can ride at full speed and climb up slopes. Your bike can take you through all sorts of towns, roads, and routes. Now get out there and ride. I love the detail that because it's dark out, the light is on the bike. Yay, now we can go riding around the bike. But yeah, going back, so yeah, that's why the Black and White season suffered so much, because again, the writing was basically kind of reset. Why don't you pay the Underground Man a visit? Oh, that's right, I should pay the Underground Man a visit. Where is the Underground Man's house? It's not here. It's probably where the sign is. But yeah. But X and Y brought it back, I will say. The X and Y season was good. Because it wasn't trying to be, a reboot season that also wasn't a reboot. So that one was good. I love Sun and Moon because they went straight up slice of life with that one. Which didn't work for everyone, I can tell you readily. A lot of people don't like Sun and Moon. But I love Sun and Moon. And I love the new anime art style as well. Journeys is also really working for me so far, though I'm not caught up. Thank you, Dark Enemy Lover. To answer your question, our starter is, we chose a Piplup. It's now a Prinplup, but we nicknamed it King DDD. Which, yeah. It's very topical these days thanks to the new Kirby game. And this is the rest of our team in case you were curious. We got Mochi, the Drifloon. We got Kimba, the White Lion, which is our Luxio. Oliver Queen himself, the Staravia. We got Christy, named after our wonderful co-host, Christy right here, for the Mew. And then we got our wonderful website founder of HP Critical, Jarrell, is our Jirachi. That is our current team that we're looking through right now. Anyway, let's talk to Underground Man. I am the first one to have started digging out the Grand Underground. I am! You can call me the Underground Man. Everyone else does. Chimchar. So, Dark Enemy Lover, in this stream playthrough we're doing on Diamond, we chose Piplup. But in my personal playthrough, which is a Shining Pearl, I also chose Chimchar. I always usually go for the fire. I almost always go for the fire starters. I think the only time that I didn't do the fire starter was when I did Ultra Sun, because I didn't want to do Litten again, so I went with Rowell at that time. We got the Explorer Kit. Let me meant to use to become a full-fledged Splunker. Just follow my lead. I could also do around an Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon as well. I got stuff. I got thoughts about that game. First, go to the Grand Underground. Going underground is quite easy. Simply use your Explorer Kit. It can't be used indoors or in a cave. Now give it a try. Oh, let's make it. Ah! In the hole we go. Oh, hey, it's Rourke. Hey, Rodania. This is your first time here? Welcome to Sinnoh's Grand Underground. This is a network of tunneled caves and caverns lying beneath Sinnoh. Huh? What am I doing down in this expansive place? It's kind of hard to answer. I mean, you can do pretty much anything you want down here. For instance, you can dig up fossils and treasure, or you can make your own secret base. You should talk to the ground man in Eterna City to learn more. Why is the way to go back to surface? Remember, why? I have to get going now. I'll see you around. Well, since we're here, I guess we can explore a little bit. Travel south on Cycling Road. Dylan says, I love hearing all your thoughts. I just appreciate the passion. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for listening to it, honestly. And Dark Enemy Lifts, I nice to involve my Monferno. Awesome. I do love me my Infernape in Shining Pearl. So we can go check out this wall here. Let's go digging. Yeah, take that. Oh, there's a note tucked inside the Explorer Kit. Digging for fossils. A sledgehammer and pickaxe in your Explorer Kit. Use them and you'll be able to dig out all sorts of stuff from the walls before the wall comes tumbling down. Alright, so I always go... alright, there's two stuff in the wall. I always go with the hammer first, and then when I find stuff, I go switch to the pickaxe. I don't know if that's the optimum strat, but it's what I always do. Okay. And I'm not going to spend too much time down here. Like, the main thing I'm going to do while I'm here is, like, explore the open spots. Oh, I found something. Ooh, that looks good. That looks like fine. Come on. Yeah, that's one thing. Oh, I found another thing. Alright, we got him. First try.
Hey.
We got a red spear, small, and we got a pretty stone box. It's inside the box. Ooh, a Metacham statue. That's neat. Alright. So while I'm going into this question mark area, I'm gonna like talk about this Ultra Sun nonsense, the Pokemon Ultra games. Fountain Spring Cave. Oh, that is a Gastrodon. Oh, that Gastrodon's coming for me. It is angry. Run. Ooh, a Swablu! I must have a Swablu.
I can spend so much time in the underground tunnel, honestly.
Oh my god, I love Swablu so much. This is a cute Pokemon. Anyway, yeah, so here's my problem with Pokemon Ultra Sun. Oh god, it's level 26! My problem with it was, okay, I feel like, oh my god, that confusion did nothing! I mean, that's good for, like, whittling down, I guess. Alright, we're about equal. We should be okay. My problem with the Ultra games is that, like, I should have expected this because it's basically, like, the third version of the game. But with the previous generation, or rather 2 generations before, what they had done instead was do a sequel to the original, and I felt that worked a lot better. I think doing Black and White 2 instead of just a third version, right? But yeah, they just was confused. Awesome. But yeah, Ultra was just it was like I paid $40 for a new game plus, except not much was that different. And what was different wasn't that great, unfortunately, for that game. So it was kind of a slog to get through it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I was just kind of like going through the game again, just being like, all right, but what's different though? Oh, that's the same. And like most of the real big changes doesn't come until like later in the game, and it was basically the post game is what made Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, because I'm just gonna say right now, the Team Rainbow Rocket chapter that's in the post game of Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, it's one of my favorite post game stories of Pokemon games in general. It was
Ultra Sun and Moon. That was where it hit. Honestly, I kind of wish that they released Ultra Sun and Moon first instead of doing Sun and Moon.
Yeah, like if you hadn't played the original Sun and Moon, I think it was like, oh god, this Swablu's not going to be easy to catch. And it's confused.
No.
Oh, it snapped out. Okay, that's okay. We have literally 116 Pokeballs. We'll get it eventually.
Ah!
The Swablu's coming with us. I don't want to use another confusion because it might get confused, and then that'd be a problem. It's okay, we have so many Pokeballs. This Swablu's coming with us. Anyway. Yeah, so... Oh god, it didn't stay in the ball. God dang it. Wow. It's so close, too. But I do have a complaint, though, is that they kind of messed up Lucamine's character in the sequel, I felt. Because, like, I liked how she was portrayed in the original, but I feel like her character was a lot worse in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. However, Lily's character improved significantly in the Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. So it's a bit of give and take there. Like, Lucamine got ruined, but Lily was much better. Ah, so close. So close. I'm not even entirely sure what we name the Swablu when we catch it. Wait, is this a male Swablu?
I
gotta check when we go back into the screen. Oh, this round is hurting me. Is no longer protected by safeguard. It is a male Swablu. In fact, in that case, I know exactly what I'm gonna name when I catch it. Exactly what I name.
You do?
I do. And I'll be very curious to know if you understand why I'm gonna name what I name it. Yeah, we got it. Awesome. Okay, Christy went to level 22. Hooray! Yes, I would love to nickname Swablu. So I'm gonna nickname the Swablu Eli. Now, do you know why I'm nicknaming the Swablu Eli? I'm curious. Eli
Sounds familiar.
Have you heard of Eli Whitney?
Sounds familiar.
Eli Whitney.
Does the name sound familiar?
Eli Whitney is the creator of the Cotton Gin.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Oh
I was like, how come that sounds familiar?
Ooh, this Swablu is not bad. It has. I'm not about the minus speed, but I like the bigger special attack. That kind of works for me. Ultimately, I don't think I'm going to be put in the party, but I love Swablu, so I had to catch it anyway. Bidoof! We already have a Bidoof.
Bidoof.
Wait, we don't have a Buizel yet. Wait, do we have a Buizel? I don't know if we have a Buizel yet. I don't know if we ever caught one. I'm checking my Pokedex now. Ah, where is it on the Pokedex? Have we not even seen a Buizel?
I don't think so.
What the heck? Okay, hold on. Hold up. First off,
I don't think so, have we?
Maybe not. I'm gonna switch over to Christy real quick, just in case. Okay, let's see. By the way, Buizel was an absolute highlight of the Diamond and Pearl arc. We have not caught a Buizel. This is level 29. Oh god. This Buizel is strong. And it's a girl Buizel.
Is it an alpha Buizel?
Those things are terrifying. Oh! Whoa! That grass knot did a lot. It's okay. Throw the Pokeball now. Come on, Buizel. Oh no! We got broke out. Not Fury Cutter! Oh, that did a lot of damage to Christy. I gotta get her out of there. Let me see. Maybe I send hold on. What does it use so far? It's used Fury Cutter, and it used Aqua Jet. I feel like we're better off if we send DDD out. I think that might be the play here. Dark Anime Lovers, how do you have a Mew? So, if you've I think it was Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. If you have save data on your Switch from Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, there's an NPC that will give you a Mew in not Eterna City, Floroma Town. I think it's like an old couple. And if you have save data from, I think, Sword and Shield, I think that's the game it was, then you get a Jirachi from the other one. So that's how we have a Jirachi and Mew in our team. I don't know if I'll have them in the party the entire playthrough, but I have them now because why not?
Plus, they're adorable.
They are adorable. Double hit. Oh my god, this Buizel not saying the ball. I gotta think of a name for Buizel. I have not thought of one yet. But yeah, Ash's Buizel in the anime was amazing. One of the best battles in Diamond Pearl was Ash's Buizel against Maylene's Lucario. It was great. And the crazy thing is, Buizel wasn't even originally Ash's Pokemon. Like, Don caught the Buizel. But the thing was, the Buizel liked to fight, and Ash's Apom loved to perform. So, eventually, someone suggested to them that, hey, if your Pokemon aren't happy doing what they're doing, maybe you should switch them so they can be happy. And they, of course, they were both hesitant because they love their Pokemon.
Exactly. I remember seeing that episode, or that arc.
That Fury Cutter did so much. Oh, it was critical hit, that's why. God. Another potion then. Oof. Yeah, what Dylan said. There's a NPC in the town with all the flowers, which is Floroma Town. It'll be an old couple. So just, if you're in doubt, what the heck? Okay, use another Fury Cutter. We're in trouble. I'm gonna use another potion, but I don't know if King Davey can handle this. But yeah, if you're in doubt, just talk to everyone in Floroma Town, and you'll get them eventually. Yeah, no problem. Okay, good. It broke the Fury Cutter combo. Okay, we're in trouble. This Buizel was not getting caught, and but I don't know if I can use another potion. I'm gonna have to try to keep throwing Pokeballs. This Buizel. I just want to be friends.
The Buizel said no.
I just want to be your friend, Buizel. Okay, I'm gonna try Kimba here. I'm gonna catch you and then I'm gonna name you something. Intimidate! Oh my god, I should have done this earlier. Now it won't hurt as much. Throw more Pokeballs. Buizel will be ours. Oh my god! It's not even shaking! Ooh, that Intimidate helped a lot, actually. Come on, Buizel, get in the ball. In you go. No!
Buizel said nope.
I just want to be friends. Buizel, become my friend! Become my friend. No! Oh no! Not a special attack! Oh no. Gotta heal. Can't lose Kimba too. Oh, did you see that? The Weasel was kind of like looking left and right.
I did.
Oh, it's gotta be. Come on, we gotta be friends.
Please?
You're so cute. You're so tough. You're cute and tough. Ah!
Hmm.
There's a weird episode of Pokemon where there's this like Weasel, Ash's Weasel wanted to learn how to use Ice Punch, I think it was. And so Ash ran into this trainer guy who wanted to train them both. And to shorten the name, he just kept calling him Ash Bui. For whatever reason. I think it was like a weird translation thing that they did, but like he kept calling him Ash Bui. But it was Pikachu that was originally introduced to Ash, so he started calling him Ash Pika. And then Brock said, "Hey, I'm Brock. I want to be a Pokemon breeder." So he was calling him Bro Bree. And then Don was with Piplup, so he was calling her Don Pip. I was just like, "Oh no, Kimba!"
Vaguely remember this.
It was a weird episode. I reference it every now and then because it's so strange. We're like losing all our party just to catch this one piece of Weasel. Because it won't stay in the ball!
Weasel is like, I'm not joining.
No, you're coming with us. You like it or not. We have 100 Pokeballs!
We don't have 100 Pokemon.
We don't! I know you don't watch One Piece, but one of my favorite characters in that show is like a character called Usopp. And he always, oh my god, that Swift, a critical, what are all these critical hits?
Surprise!
Ah! And like, my favorite thing about Usopp is he always tells like these outlandish lies. And like, sometimes those lies are just like not even close to believable. Like for once, when they first meet him, they go to like this really small island. Like it's a really small island with like a little village. And he says, "Turn back, pirates, or I will hunt you down with my 1,000,000 men!" And like Luffy, the main character, is kind of dumb, especially during this part of the story. So like when the character's like, oh, 1,000,000 men, Luffy's like, "Whoa, you really have 1,000,000 men?" I'm like,
I don't get it because I don't watch One Piece.
ha! Your double hit has no effect on Mochi. We finally got the Weasel! Let's go!
Oh my goodness.
We
That
finally
took forever.
Oh man, Weasel Saga. Oh. I'm tired of these
Not as bad
sagas,
as the
Chrissy.
Moltres.
It's not as bad as the Moltres. Dylan says,
Not as
"Listen,
bad as
maybe
the Moltres. Or, you know, Moltres ran out of moves as well, too. It was great.
Oh man. What do we name this? Okay, Sea Weasel Pokemon. Weasel. What the heck do we name Weasel? This girl Weasel that we got. Oh man.
Hmm.
Weasel.
Can do.
Mhm. I thought you had something there. I was like,
No, I don't.
okay. I was like,
I was about to say something and then I totally lost it.
oh no. I'm like thinking like its name, like what to like what's a girl's name that like kind of sound like we, or I can go the direction of like Zell.
Well, on the topic of One Piece, I was about to say, you can do Nami.
That's not a bad name. That's not a bad name for a Buizel. It's a girl Buizel and it's tough. Yeah, you know what? Let's go, Nami. We will go with Nami. All right, Buizel, let me see your stats because you were kind of messing us up. Oh my God! No wonder it's plus attack minus defense. This thing is buff. All right, Nami might have to be on the team. Hold on, Nami might have to be on the team. This is a tough Buizel. We might have to put... It's another water Pokemon, but we might have to put Nami on the team. Hold on. I kind of want a Buizel. So let's get in the boot for now. Who's taking a break for Nami Swan?
I mean, you have Jirachi, which is what, a Steel and Psychic, if I'm correct, right?
It is, yeah.
Is it Jirachi or only Steel?
It's Steel Psychic. It's only real attacking move is Confusion at the moment. I mean, we could. I guess we could take out Jirachi for the time being.
I was about to say you can take out Mew because you don't need 2 Psychic types.
Yeah, but I like Mew more.
I know, Mew is adorable. You have this cute Pokemon, Mew, over in Japan, and I'm like, it's so cute though.
Yeah. Well, Jarrell, you know what? Jarrell works hard. And Jarrell has worked hard in this playthrough. So you know what? He's gonna go take a nap. He's gonna take a 1,000-year nap, like Jirachi, so he can finally rest as much as he works. Because I think we can all agree that Jarrell needs some of his well-deserved beauty rest. And Nami, you know, she has some work to do, clearly. She worked our Pokemon hard. And now she's going to work for us. Alright, so we're getting out of the so we're gonna have to get out of the underground for now because we got hold on, let me check these walls first. The walls that are close to us. And then we're gonna get out of here for a little bit. I'm really hoping to actually find a fossil because I want a Cranidos. Like I actually know what I want to nickname Cranidos too. That's the other thing. Oh my god, I'm not getting anything. Dylan, since you are a One Piece fan, I must ask you, who is your favorite One Piece character? I have a feeling with the message you just put, we might be on the same page, but I want to confirm. Okay.
These are hard to find.
They are.
Moonstones.
Oh yeah, the moonstones are hard to find. I don't think I'm going to be able to break this thing in time. Yeah. Well, we got one thing out of it. It's like a sky plate! That's what that was?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's a good find. Plates are difficult to get. Oh man, Dylan came with a few answers. I didn't see how many are pinged. Darn, I missed it. Okay. So Dylan says waifu, Boa Hancock, crew member, Luffy or Chopper, crew waifu, Robin, but I blinded someone, and simp for Nami. Man, those are some good answers. Oh god, no! Oh no, okay. I think we're good now. Found something. So, my favorite character of One Piece is definitely Sanji. I freaking love Sanji. And, ooh, what is this? That looks good. Okay, so I guess it's like 3 items. And a lot of the reason why I like Sanji is like a lot of the reasons why I like Brock in the anime, because they're very similar characters. They see girls and they go crazy, and it's funny. It's a running gag in anime that I actually really enjoy.
That another plate?
I think so. That is crazy.
Ooh,
yeah,
I think that's a bug or grass plate.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah, Sanji's development is great, especially during the year of Sanji. Like, his character went through some crazy development. Like, I actually felt really bad for Sanji during during the whole Cake Island arc, because he got betrayed really badly, and I feel really bad for him. And the moment where Luffy said, "I can't become king of the pirates without you," oh my god, I almost shed a tear. Honestly, it was such a moment. Yeah, it's another plate. Prism Spear. It's a meadow plate, so yeah, grass.
Oh.
But crew waifu, I'm a Robin man. Robin is the one I like. Dylan said you're gonna have me crying in the basement right now. I'm telling you, man, this is a good moment. That entire that all the big moments of Sanji are just great. Yeah, it'd be Robin for me. Aha! I see that you've got on the ground. Well done. Take these reward. Red spear. There apparently is a Pokemon on the ground that you can't normally find around here. Meeting a new Pokemon is 100 times more fun when it's a rare one. Your road to being a Splunker has barely begun. If you want to know more, just come visit me. Okay, let me heal my Pokemon because we took some big damage from Nami. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
But Dylan, since you gave 3 categories, crew member, crew waifu, and waifu. I didn't answer the waifu part. Crew waifu is Robin. Crew member is Sanji. Overall for that series, man, I gotta think. So here's our current team at the moment. I'm gonna put Nami at the end because she's a fair bit higher level than everyone else, so I probably won't have her that much. She might be my pinch hitter. But let me go ahead and check my TMs because I feel like her moves could be a bit better at the moment. Sort by number. That's how I have to organize it. Chrissy can learn taunt.
Taunt.
Yeah. Work up.
Sounds on brand, to be honest.
It is. She is constantly taunting me. Dylan says, One Piece had me crying harder than any piece of media in history of media. Dylan, are you caught up on My Hero Academia? Because there's a chapter that I read a few months ago in My Hero Academia, and I read it at work, and I had to like go into a corner because I was about to cry. It was like it got me hard. It was.
Really?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
It's. Dylan says, no, I am not. Okay. Shoot. Darn, I'm trying to like be careful with my wording here. I gotta get rid of Swift because Swift is not good on Buizo. It is not a special attacker. It is definitely a physical user. But if you ever read the manga or watch the anime of My Hero, let me know, Dylan, because the moment that got me into that almost had me in tears. It has not been animated yet. It is not in the current. Is not in the current season. It's definitely something fairly recent, but it was. Whew, it was intense. Like I've been like it started mostly during the pandemic because I had a lot of free time, but I have been just like going through different like manga series as of late. Like I did One Piece, My Hero Academia, the spin-off My Hero Academia.
Didn't you
Vigilantes.
catch up on like One Piece or something?
What's that now?
Didn't you catch up on One Piece?
Oh, I'm fully caught up. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I caught up. I want to say early 2021, and I've just been current since. It might be late 2021. It's definitely fairly recently. And hey, for everyone watching, if you aren't caught up One Piece and you want to, I wrote a guide on hpcritical.com, our wonderful website, called 3 Tips to Catch Up on the One Piece Anime or Manga. So if you guys want to, if you're interested, give it a look. I promise it's not as... It seems daunting, but I promise with the tips I have, it'll be a lot less so. Dylan says, "Same. I'm current on One Piece. I only watch the anime where the huge development in the manga. You can, if you're in the One Piece community, you can't not know what's going on in the manga because everyone has spoiled it to Kingdom Come. Unfortunately, whether you wanted to know it or not.
Wasn't it the thing that was like trending on Twitter?
It was.
That it?
It was the thing trending on Twitter. I won't say it on this stream, but yeah. There's some big stuff happening. It wasn't huge. Yeah, but that is one of the reasons why I wanted to be caught up on One Piece because I don't like getting spoiled on these kind of things, and I have been spoiled on One Piece for years, and I kind of wanted to just know things without it being spoiled for me. So I don't know why I have Christy at the lead of the party when her only attacking move is like Grass Knot right now. Okay. Well, that is a Star Ravia I'm fighting, so let me go ahead and switch over to Kimba real quick. It was funny. Early this morning, something was shared in our Slack message that was like some like TikTok video, like where this person kept putting on like these anime eyes on characters based on different anime characters. And I put on chat, I was like, my weeb ass knew every single anime that was being shown. That I had like watched all of them. Not into entirety, mind you, but I knew of all of them. I can't believe how much the level difference there was between the Pokemon Underground and that now. It's so crazy. Mm-hmm. Kimba wants to learn Roar. There might be room for Roar. Let's see. I am Kimba. Give me Roar. I will get rid of Leer. I don't use Leer. I'm working on my Roar. I still need to. I still need to get the that Disney collection.
The game is so hard. It's such a fake out after the first level that you're like, oh, this should be too bad, and then level 2 starts and you're like, oh, never mind then.
Well, it's a little Shinx. Oh no, it's intimidating me.
Oh no.
Whenever I get intimidated by a Shinx, I literally think of the scene where little Simba is trying to do his roar. It's so cute, but at least it's so cute, but at least it's such a sad scene immediately afterwards.
I know. You're like, oh, how cute, and then all of a sudden, oh, never mind.
It's not so cute anymore. It's the opposite of cute. Oh man, I can't think of many Disney movies these days that just go so tragic in animated form. That animated Disney movies, I'm not saying that no modern Disney animated movie deals with tragedy, because it definitely happens. But I can't think of anything that as big as that in recent memory. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Up kind of did it, but it wasn't. You had to I guess spin. Let me ask you. If you were to see Up when you were little, do you think you would have understood why it was so sad in the beginning?
I think so.
Okay. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand, because as a kid there were certain things I picked up and certain things I did not. I feel like that was obvious enough, but it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah. I think it was well done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Watch where you're going, or do you want to challenge me? I do want to challenge you, man. Let's go. Run it. Cyclist James. Not to be confused with a Ponyta. I kind of want a Ponyta.
Rocket?
I kind of want a Ponyta. If I find a Ponyta, I think it might be in the party. Because we do need a fire type too. That is, we don't have a fire type right now.
I've tried to have a Ponyta so many times, and I don't know. Just never really worked.
Well, I think this might be the time. I think this might be Ponyta's time. I do remember that for those who watched the Shield playthrough, we did have a Ponyta in that team. It was the Galarian Ponyta mind, but it was Dorothea. So on that note, if I do have a Ponyta, I don't know what's the counterpart to Dorothea, you would say? Ingrid?
No, not really. They're actually pretty.
I just remember that one.
Ingrid.
Yeah, you're right. But I just thought of that first because I know they had that paralogue together.
And that could kind of work.
For a Ponyta? We never
Kind
did.
of.
We never did nickname a Pokemon Annette, did we?
I don't think so.
It's not one of the 3 house names that I remember us using. Another Ponyta.
I'm not a huge fan of giving Ponyta the name Sylvain either.
No. But I like where your head is at, though, because it is a horse Pokemon, so I'm starting to think of, like, Cavaliers in the Fire Emblem series. So if it's, like, a male Ponyta, we could name it, like, a really well-known Cavalier.
Maybe Yuritsa?
Ooh. I was on board for a second, but I don't know.
I'm trying to think of other Cavaliers that we have. I know Sylvain was a Cavalier in my game. There's, Ferdinand is more of Sirfetch.
Yeah, we have Ferdinand already, so I'm trying to avoid that one. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't necessarily have to be 3 houses. I mean, obviously that's where our head is at the moment, but. Dini wants to Swagger.
Titania would be a good one.
Which one?
Ponyta, because she's a Cavalier from the Radiant Sphere.
What name again? Oh, Tatiana.
Tatiana? I think it's been a while.
I didn't hear the first name, so I thought you said Tatiana, but I don't know who you said.
I think so. For some reason, I keep thinking her name is Titania, but it's Tatiana, I think.
No, it's Titania. Darn it. Now I'm confused. I don't remember. I don't think it is Tatiana. I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong.
Let me pull up Faye.
Yeah, that would solve it. What are my current Pokemon?
Where are you? Yeah, it's Titania.
Titania, okay. Okay, Cyclist John. No, John's John. He sent out a Starly. I don't know if Titania really fits Ponyta, though.
Yeah, not really. We'll figure it out.
There's also Frederick.
There is Frederick.
If we ever got a critical hit, I could just remember how in the Shield playthrough, every time I sent out Ferdinand, I would always do, I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Yes.
Every time Ponyta got a critical hit, I could be like, pick a god and pray.
You could.
That might be the play. If it's a male Ponyta, I think that might be what I do. But I also have to start thinking about if it's a female, because, you know, gotta think about that as well. We can go Sully, because Sully's red, and Ponyta's red.
We could.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Work.
I like Sully. By the way, I don't personally know anybody that paired Chrom with Sully.
I don't think I do either.
Like I was contrarian to everyone else I knew and had Chrom pair with Maribel. Almost everyone else I knew went with Chrom Sumiya, you know, which is the canon pairing.
Or like Chrom Robin, depending,
yes,
as well too.
I have met some people that did the Chrom Robin thing if they chose the female Robin. I also don't know anyone that did the Chrom Olivia pairing because that one's harder to do.
I've met a couple people, or I've heard of a few people who've done it, and they said it's very difficult.
How do you do it naturally? Because I know the way that you can do it. There's a forced way you can do it, but how do you do it naturally? Because you literally get in the same chapter as Chrom is supposed to get married.
I mean, you basically just have to make sure he doesn't, stand next to anybody.
My God.
Then if you mess up, then you just mess up.
My God, yeah. That. I wish that you gotta like one chapter before the marriage thing, because then you can just grind supports for if you wanted to, and then usually do it naturally. But the way they have it in the game, Awakening, it's not feasible.
Hard.
It's not really feasible. It's much easier to do the other ones. But yeah, all that to say that I don't. Yeah, I guess there's a few people who did the extra work to get Olivia, but I personally don't know anybody who did the Crom Sully. It's poor Sully.
I don't know, just like her personality. I think a lot of people thought that it just didn't really mesh well with Crom.
They really do feel more like friends. If I was to do a party, remember what I did for the Claude article. If I did have to do one for Crom, Sully would probably be pretty low at the bottom, because again, I really do see them more as friends than like lovers. For that reason. But in fact, I would probably go as far as to say as Sully would be like 5th out of 6th place. It's Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Oh, King Dedede's in trouble. I guess I'll go to the Metal Club because Pikachu's kind of squishy. Oh, that's right. Electric. Steel types, not good on electric types. Darn. Oh no! Electro Ball!
Oh no!
That didn't do a lot of damage. Okay. Bubble Beam. Oh no, it's faster! Oh, it's using a quick attack. Pikachu's down. Okay. Yeah, Sully would be second on the bottom. You know what would be the last one, though? Villager C.
Oh, yeah, the poor villager.
Oh, man, I need to get married to someone. Hey, villager that I met probably once off screen. You want to get married?
The poor villager.
Yeah.
Such a weird thing, but I mean, I get it, but at the same time, you had to work for that.
You do have to work to like what you have to, like, first off, you have to, like, I think if you're playing as a male Robin, then all you gotta do is make sure that everybody else just gets hits, basically. But I think even if Olivia is like single, that he'll just like default to Olivia, I think. Unless he just never interacts with her. Is that how that works?
I have no idea, but you had to work for the villagers. The one if you like didn't do anything at all, like Prom went off on his own and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to like make something that's objectively bad, because if Villager C is like Crom's wife, Lucina's stats are awful.
Really?
Well, they're not awful, but the whole thing about using the child units in Awakening and by extension Fates is like they will inherit things from their parents. And if you put Villager C as like as Lucina's mother, you don't get anything. You get basically Crom stats, and it's just not as good. But the reason why the child units are so good is because they take from both parents. And so I know a lot of people, when they do like replays of Awakening, they will do pairings specifically meant to have like the best child units for like the later missions, like Gale Force or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember hearing a lot of people doing that, but I had no idea that. Oh.
Yeah, the villager doesn't fight, so she has no skills to give Lucina. Like, nothing whatsoever. So, you don't want to do that. You want to have Crom with at least one of the 5 actual options.
Hmm.
Oh god, we're rolling. Oh, that was everyone in the cycling road. I forgot where we're going. Travel south on cycling road, but to where? We just finished cycling road. I know we're near the cave where we can catch a potential new friend, though. Let's see. So I kind of want to see if I can do that, actually. If it's possible. I don't know if you can do it this early in the game. But I think it might be...
I think so.
Okay, let me get off the bike, though. Oh, did I not register anything? Hold on. I don't think I've registered a single item. I should probably do that.
No. Oh yeah, don't forget to do the Darkrai.
Oh, I already did. I did at the beginning of the stream.
Oh. I missed that.
It's all good. I did it while we were like having party banter about other things. Explorer Kit. I will register that to the right, I think. Okay, that should be good. Okay, off the bike. There's also some trainers down here, I think, as well.
Yeah, there are.
That is fine. We will deal with them in short order. Let's see.
Do we know Flash? Because I think we'll need Flash.
We don't, so that might be our deterrent. But I'm still gonna go this way anyway, just to see what's over here. Oh, well, Pokemon. We haven't encountered one of those in a while. Stunky. Wait, is Stunky a Diamond exclusive?
I don't. Oh, maybe. I don't really
gonna-
pay attention to exclusives, to be honest.
I'm just gonna do a Metal Claw real quick. Oh, gross! Acid spray. It's a male Stunky. I mean, there's only one nickname you can give it, you know. It's probably the most obvious name that you could give. Oh, ooh, I almost took it out. Oh boy. It's probably the most obvious name you could give to a male skunk, but like I can't think of anything else. It's not going on the party anyway, so you know. but we found it, so it's our friend, I guess. It protects it by spraying a noxious fluid from its rear. The stench lingers for 24 hours. Yeah, that's a skunk. All right, let's just get it out of the way. There. Joke finished. Pepe Le Pew. What's Pepe Le Pew's summary? I'm just curious.
I don't get it.
You don't get it? You don't remember Pepe Le Pew from Looney Tunes?
Oh! Oh. Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Real talk. I don't know if those cartoons would fly today with the Pepe Le Pew, because
No. No,
Yeah.
they wouldn't.
yeah, it's not looked as well today. Though one of my favorite ones of the old Pepe Le Pew cartoons was one, like, you know, he usually goes. It's always the same gag. Cat looks like skunk because of some weird paint incident. But there was an episode where one of the female cats was like, really aggressive. So every time he tried to come onto her, she would like scratch the shit out of him, and he would always be like really messed up.
I vaguely remember that.
That one I liked because, you know, she's actually fighting back. I also thought it was funny, like the way they had the, like, there was one episode where the cat was just kind of like walking around, and it was gonna like le mew le purr. It's such a weird gag that that the cat just has that le to everything, and it's a French now. Theodore. And he sent out an Onyx. That's my boy George on chat. What's good, my boy? I'm gonna take down this Onyx in one go. Let's do it. Ooh, it has sturdy. Oh no. So it gets to get at least.
Oh no.
So
I
it gets-
hate it.
So it gets at least one move. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Harden? That's nothing. That's nothing. Easy. Now we can just use a little metal claw here, and that's all she wrote. But also, even if we don't have flash, if we at least know where the area is, I mean, we could just do that. Because if we find it, I'm not gonna reveal it right now. It's going on the party. I just want to put that out there. I don't know where in the party, but it's getting at the party. Alright, I'm sending Chrissy back out so she can use Grass Knot on the Onyx. Chrissy, use Grass Knot.
Ah.
It's so mischievous. It reminds me of the Mew from Pokemon the first movie.
I know, that's the reason why I love Mew.
Did you ever watch Lucario and the Mystery of Mew?
Sounds familiar. I might have had it on as like background noise or something.
So that movie was pretty good. It was, I think, it was like one of the last Hoenn movies. It was also for people who watched the Pokemon dub. It was the last movie to have the old 4Kids cast before they transitioned to the current voice actors. So there is the cave over there. But it's fine.
Okay.
It's a totally fine movie. But the next movie, Temple of the Sea, is my favorite Pokemon movie of all time. Yes, Wayward Cave is very dark. Very dark. But hey, for those who don't know, if you go underneath this bridge here and just kind of go up a little bit, so you find...
Just have to kind of find it.
Yeah, you do kind of find it. Oh, and there we go, we found it. We found a secret entrance to Wayward Cave. And there's 3 rocks around us, but I wonder if we... hold on. Is it like the very next room, or is it this room?
Yeah, it's the next room.
So they knew what we were doing. Yeah, so we're gonna have to come back. But we gotta come back as soon as we get strength.
Yes.
As soon as we get strength.
That way we can get a new friend.
A new friend. You know, I'll reveal it because I don't want to keep people waiting for however many strings. We're looking for a Gibble, people. We want a Gibble to be our friend. We love Gibble. Gibble's like one of the best. So there we go.
Gibble is great.
Whoever's in our party, you get to stay on a little longer because we can't get Gibble yet.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Once we do,
it will be with us. Yeah, Dylan knows what's up. I love Gibble so much. Gibble almost reminds me a little bit of a Kirby enemy. Because it's just like it's like a head and little legs, little stubby legs, like a Kirby enemy. There's a Kirby enemy. I don't know if it's in Forgotten Land, but it's like a little red fire breathing dragon enemy. But it's so small. It's adorable. Okay, we're at Route 207. Uh-oh. Hey, look who it is, our friend Lucas. Hey, Rudania, how's your Pokedex coming along? Me? I'm doing great as always. Not! But that's not important. Lately, I've been experimenting with a couple of neat tools. I'll share with you, Rudania. Choose a hand. Left or right?
Let's go with whatever you just stopped on.
Oh, alright. Tell me stop again.
Stop.
Okay, right. Oh yeah, you want the Versus Seeker. Yep, Rudania, you know what's important. Using that Versus Seeker, you can find trainers who want to battle with you again. Rudania, what about a Pokedex? Do you have one? Yep, you do. You can have this too then. Use it for all your effort, Rudania. We got the dowsing machine. Hooray. Dowsing machine that can locate usable items. The dowsing machine is, well, just try using it. It alerts you if there's an unseeable item on the ground. Especially handy for finding things in dark caves. Okay, keep working your Pokedex. Professor Owen is counting on us. See you, Lucas. So I think there's some hidden items like around here. What's the next thing we have to do? Make your way to Hearthome City. How far is Hearthome City? Because we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. It doesn't look too far. We can probably just reach Hard Home City and do the actual gym. Well, we can't do the gym at Hard Home City. So, yeah. It's... Wait, or is it? What city was it that we couldn't do the gym right away?
I think it is Hard Home.
Okay. So we're going to go to Hard Home City. And then...
Because you have to go to the other one, like the Veil, right?
Veilstone. Yes, Veilstone is where our actual third gym badge is. Alright, cool. So, yeah, we're just going to mosey over to Hard Home, and then once we actually get there, I think that'll be the stream for tonight. So let me go ahead and get Oliver and Kimba at the front, so we can run the fade on these two little campers. Oh, I'm sorry, camper and picnicker.
Huh.
Camper Anthony and picnicker Lauren. They sent out a Ponyta and a Pachirisu. Oh, we never found the Ponyta. But there's Pachirisu too. We also didn't find a Pachirisu. Which I think we missed the Pachirisu. I think that was an
Yeah. Yeah, I miss a Pachirisu in my playthrough.
But there's always the possibility that we could find it in the underground. In fact, I think, well, it depends how long it takes us to get to Hard Home City, but if we have a little bit of time, maybe we can go underground real quick and see if we can find another zone. Because who knows?
Mm.
Who knows? Okay, let's, I'm gonna double attack the Ponyta. I choose quick attack. Flame charge! Oh! Good thing we're taking it out first, because that could be a problem. Very fast. I remember the episode of the anime where Ash went on the horse race with the Ponyta, and it kept burning him because it didn't trust him. Because apparently, if a Ponyta and or Rapidash trusts you, the fire doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
He raced against this guy that had a Dodrio. Oh, that's a frustrating time. That's a frustrating time in the anime too, because this is around the time that they kept banning episodes, and there was an arc, a little mini arc during the first season of the anime where Ash was trying to get to the Safari Zone, and his first attempt he ended up going to a ranch, which is where that Ponytail race took place. Then the next episode he got lost in another part of the reserve, which had the Kangaskhan kid, which was another episode. The episode right after that is where he finally made it to the Safari Zone. But that episode got banned that episode did not air in America because there was excessive gun use.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was the episode that had the Dratini, which is also bad. But the reason why it's a big deal that they never showed it Ash actually getting to the Safari Zone, first of all, because he kept talking about, oh, we gotta get to the Safari Zone. They never actually just show us getting there. But more importantly, it's where he caught 30 Tauros.
Yeah.
I remember being so confused as a kid, like, where did he get these 30 Tauros from? I watched every episode. But it is what it is. Took us forever to see an actual team in the anime as a result, but what are you gonna do? Or Dragonair for that matter. I just got through Mount Cornet. We still got fuel in the tank, he says. Okay, show me what you got. Hiker Justin.
Huh.
He's got a Geodude. I see his big thick beard, and I'm just reminded to say Shiroji Goku from Greatest Eternity. It's on the mind right now because I was literally doing that case today, as you know.
Huh. Yeah. Were.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal
almost at the end.
I am very close to the end. Like, for those who follow me on Twitter, which is at Mr. Louidon, I have a pinned thread on my Twitter where I mark every one of the finished games that I have finished in 2022. That is Great Ace Attorney 2 is going to be added to the list very, very soon. I will just point that out because I'm like almost there. I'm also about to finish Triangle Strategy, at least one of the routes, which I am very tempted to like start another route immediately, especially after what I heard about the New Game Plus. But I do need to do some 3 houses right afterwards because I got 2 months before 3 Hopes comes out, and I need to do the Black Eagle route. So I'm running out of time. So
you are.
Yeah,
Just a tiny bit.
It's a shame because I also wanted to get back into Kirby, but you know I don't have time for that right now.
Kirby is adorable. It's
I
the
do-
first Kirby game I finished,
Oh, that's good.
which says a lot.
I'm wondering when they're gonna bring Kirby 64 to the Switch, because they announced it as one of the games that is gonna be coming to N64 to Switch.
I think that they will. It's just a matter of like when.
A lot of people were thinking it was gonna happen at March, which in retrospect wouldn't have made sense, because why would they cannibalize their own Kirby sales?
This is very true. Very true.
I mean, we know it's coming. They showed us like one of those games that have the box art. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, we know that the game coming out for April is going to be Mario Golf. Which the original Mario Golf is alright. I have some fond memories with it. The Mario game, the Mario Golf game I played the most as a kid was Toadstool Tour on the GameCube.
Oh, really?
I loved Toadstool Tour. It was the only problem was not a lot of people I had were friends with liked that game, so I didn't really have anyone to play a Toadstool Tour with, even though I love that game.
I was never really a fan of the golf games.
Did we play Super Rush together? I forgot.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, we didn't, because you didn't get it. That's right. I remember I was asking you, hey, you want to be on my stream? He's like, I don't know if I'm getting Mario Golf. Alright, he's like, okay. Yeah, no, we did not play that one together. Super Rush is fun.
Okay.
I don't know if I would call it my favorite, but oh, hello, friend. According to one theory, Mount Coronet is where the Sinnoh began. Bro, no hi, just like you just start a monologue as soon as you see me.
Yep, that's what he does.
In a newly created world, a world where only time flowed and space expand. Should have been no strife. What became of that? Because the human spirit is weakened and complete strife is spread. This world is being ruined by it. I find the state of things to be deplorable. Okay, guy that we've literally never met. Yeah. There's nothing in this inconspicuous rock! It's just nothing? Okay. But this rock has something. It's a Nether. I'm so bothered. Well, okay. I guess we just go across then. Route 208. Oh, ooh, I see a hiker over there that wants to fight. Let me just make sure. Okay, Chrissy's at front.
Yeah, hikers, they like to fight a lot.
You're just a little kid. How are you supposed to beat a big man like me? I don't know. In Pokemon games, it just seems like everyone is just bad at training.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll just take it.
Yeah, we'll take the dubs.
I'll take it.
It's
I
like
can live with that.
It's like no one understands the concept of having more than 2 or 3 Pokemon on their team, or understand the concept of catching multiple types of Pokemon. It's like when you're the new trainer, you're like a prodigy, and so is your rival, because they also have a variety of Pokemon on their team. That's the one thing about the Pokemon Coliseum and XD games. You kind of never knew what kind of Pokemon each trainer would have, because they honestly did have like a wide variety of different Pokemon on their teams at all times. Like,
See, I really need to play those games. I have it. Just never started.
I think you would like them a lot. Coliseum in particular is kind of difficult though, because when you think about like most Pokemon games, you know, they're not difficult for the most part, especially because you know they want to make sure a younger audience can play them. But like Coliseum gives you very few tutorials, and you're just kind of thrown into battles with trainers that have like all kinds of different Pokemon relatively early.
I can see that.
And then, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, Coliseum, was that the one that you had like an Umbreon and Espeon to begin with?
Those are your starters. Yep, you start off with Espeon and Umbreon, and they're at level 25 and level 26 respectively. So you're already starting off with kind of like a quarter level Pokemon to start off with. That's I think the reason. The reason for that is because like the story of Coliseum is not long at all. There's a decently meaty post game, but yeah, it's not a long story at all. But it packs a lot into that little short time. And it's not long until you're fighting trainers that are using like some really good strats on you. Like the second main boss of the game has an Entei on his team for starters, and two,
Huh?
yeah, and two, he employs the protect earthquake strategy. By the way, every battle in Coliseum is double battles, every single one.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, and then he used the protect earthquake on you. So there's that. It's a difficult battle, and you know the whole shadow Pokemon thing, right? So you gotta catch the Pokemon mid battle from the other trainer because you gotta capture the shadow Pokemon to save them essentially. And yeah, that Entei is a shadow Pokemon, so that gives
Oh.
that gives the battle an extra layer of difficulty because you've already fought his 4 really strong Pokemon, and his last one's an Entei. If you want to catch it, you have to weaken this Entei so you can catch the Entei. And it's not easy, because it's an Entei.
Yeah, those legendaries are rough.
All Shadow Pokemon in Coliseum know a move called Shadow Rush, which is a 90 damage base move that does recoil. So on top of that, you gotta be careful because the Entei could take itself out with Shadow Rush.
Oh, lovely.
And then if you're trying to catch it on your first go, you have to reset. Now, the one thing is, you don't necessarily have to catch the legends on your first opportunity because the bosses come back at later points in the story, and you can challenge them again. And eventually, you'll get to a point where you can fight them at any point. But if you want it early, and you want it as early as possible, you need to catch in that opportunity because the next one won't be for a very long time in the story.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Coliseum's tough.
Because that would have been really cruel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the 4th boss of the game, he uses the Rain Dance Thunder strategy. That's fun.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the bosses actually use the strats, not just strong Pokemon of this one type go.
Oh, okay. That's...
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think the easiest one was maybe the 3rd main boss. She has a Suicune, but otherwise she's not too difficult. But XD, I've never finished Pokemon XD, but I hear there's like a power creep near the end. It starts off easier though. Like XD is more accessible to beginners because you start off with a level 10 Eevee, and then you just kind of go from there. But there is a point where it gets to the Coliseum difficulty after you've played for a little bit. And I've never fought the final boss of XD, but I've seen his team, and it's like... Trying to cast those Shadow Pokemon would be a nightmare. Oh, that's the other thing. In Coliseum, every trainer, if they have a Shadow Pokemon, only had one Shadow Pokemon in the team. But comes a point in XD where you'll come across trainers that have multiple Shadow Pokemon.
Of course, because they have to throw that in.
Yeah, and then if you want to catch them, I mean you have to do it kind of in that battle. Now there's ways you can catch Shadow Pokemon you miss later on. There's a mechanic for that, but again,
There is.
Yes, in the first Coliseum game there really wasn't. You just kind of had to find that same trainer again that had the Shadow Pokemon and rematch them to get that Shadow Pokemon if you missed it. But for XD, there is a dedicated mechanic to catch Shadow Pokemon you miss, which is kind of great actually.
That's actually really good.
Like you don't have to fight the same trainer again, and many times XD you cannot fight that trainer again after a certain point, so they have to make them available elsewhere.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, I like XD a lot in Coliseum. I know Marissa's played one of the two. I sometimes struggle to remember. I think it was XD she played. I don't know if she did Coliseum. But I imagine she has a great affection for those games because one of them has Espeon, Umbreon as starters, right? And the other one
Hmm.
has Eevee that could become an Umbreon as a starter. So
It's a possibility.
I'm just saying it's a very distinct possibility that she can love those games for that reason.
Hmm.
I almost saw every time I did XD an attempt at doing a full playthrough. I would always either do Flareon or Jolteon. Well, sometimes I did Espeon as well.
Oh.
Roselia. I guess I'll send an Oliver. Yeah, Oliver. And I never owned it myself, but I know Pokemon Battle Revolution was kind of like a spiritual successor to both the Coliseum games as well as Stadium. I know for one, like Battle Revolution on Wii had like the same sound effects and same musicians for Coliseum, so you definitely know that. You definitely can kind of hear the influence as you go.
Really?
Yeah, I remember I've watched like videos of the final battle of Battle Revolution. The final boss looks very hard. You have the full team of 6 legendaries.
Oh, fun times.
And those full legendaries will change depending which version you connected your Battle Revolution copy to. If you never copied your Battle Revolution copy, your Diamond Pro copy to Battle Revolution, I think the team was a little more random, but yeah. Like, for example, if you had, like, Diamond version connected to Battle Revolution, then he had, like, a Palkia, and then vice versa.
Oh.
But he always had a Mewtwo on his team, so no matter which version you were playing. And that was always on his team. So that's a painter. I'll keep King Dedede at the lead. We're almost at Hardhome City. So next stream,
So close, yet so far.
Next stream of Pokemon is going to be interesting for 2 reasons. One, I'm sorry to say it's going to be another break because we still have a few things to do in April. We'll be back hopefully in like early May for another Pokemon stream. I just want to throw that out there, let that be known. But it's also going to be interesting because we're going to be doing contests.
Oh yeah, that's right. We had to do like a contest.
Yes, at least one contest.
Also, I just realized I'm like horrible at making poffins.
Same.
Back when I was playing it on the DS, I was actually pretty good, but now that I've started to do it again, I'm like, oh wow, I'm really bad.
It's tough.
What happened here?
Oh, I just realized I should have used Metal Claw from start because Mime Jr. is part fairy. I forgot that it's part fairy. I still sometimes forget that Mime Jr. and Mr. Mime gain fairy typings.
I forgot.
Yeah. Fairy typing in general. It's been out for a decade now, and I still forget things about it.
Has it really been a decade?
Almost. It came like X and Y came out in 2013. We're getting close.
Goodness.
We're getting close to that mark.
My goodness.
I know time does do me flying. Bubble Beam on the Bond Slide. Oh my god! So, Bond Slide was, I think, the very first time that Bond Slide was revealed was in Pokemon XD. Actually, like I remember, like they were advertising Bond Slide like heavily, and Munchlax was in XD as well. And what's crazy about that was that in XD they already had the in-game cries for Munchlax and Bond Slide. So those Pokemon were done early. They had them ready, and to show how much they had them ready, there's like a side mode in XD that if you unlock, you can actually use a Bonsly in battle in this Gen 3 game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Is there anything? Oh, there's one more trainer over here. Hiding.
Oh, is there?
Don't say a word. Just take it. Oh, it's not a trainer. He just gave me an odd keystone. Oh. Go to Route 209. Head to the ground underground. Listen to the stone pillar. Not the Splunkers.
Oh, yeah, I need to catch a Spiritomb.
Indeed, I do as well. You can at least get the Pokedex entry from a certain trainer that appears in the end of the game.
Yeah.
Let me get a free berry from the Berry Master, though.
I keep forgetting to swing by the Berry Master every single day to get a berry.
A Ganlon berry? That's super rare.
Ooh, that is.
Oh my god. Wow. I did not expect to be getting a Ganlon berry. It's, yep, if it holds one, its defense stat will increase in a pinch. Yep, that is... I remember those were, like, really hard to find. I remember having a really hard time finding that back in the original Ruby.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Like, the Stadium games and the Coliseum games, they would let these trainers have, like, these rare items willy-nilly. Well, not willy-nilly, but, like, the second to last boss in Coliseum, his Blaziken had a Ganlon berry. So combined with its blaze, it actually made it pretty dangerous. And I remember... Do you remember the item called the Berserk Gene?
Kind of. Sounds like I've kind of remember it.
Berserk Gene was a held item that was only in Gen 2. Only. Basically, if you went in the post game of Gold and Silver, if you went to the cave where Mewtwo's cave used to be, there's now like an item on the ground, and it gives you the Berserk Gene, and it's implied to be a leftover genetic material from Mewtwo. And if you have a Pokemon hold the item, they get hit with swagger. Essentially, their attack sharply raises, but they get confused.
Oh, I remember that.
Here's the crazy thing. That is a one-use item. So if you actually used it in Gold and Silver, it was gone forever. There's no other way to get the Berserk Gene.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a very curious item. The only way to really get use of it is if you did bring it to the Stadium games. And I never knew that item existed for the longest time, but I remember in Stadium 2, when you went to the Prime Cup, which was full of trainers that had level 100 Pokemon, there's just a guy that has a Primeape that has Berserk Gene held. And so as soon as the Primeape enters battle, its attack sharply raises, but it gets confused. That thing is scary, because Primeape with sharp attack raises is kind of scary.
Huh.
Well,
Interesting.
Other than that, we have made it to Heart City. Hooray. Oh,
Hooray!
someone's coming. A Baneri.
It's a Baneri.
Do you remember that Baneri that Don had that had a crush on Pikachu?
Yes.
That Baneri was so adorable. Well, thank goodness you happened to be there. If it weren't for you, who knows how far away my Baneri could have run. Maybe Baneri, back into the Pokeball you go. I'm Kira. I'm a Super Contest Show judge. Please drop by the contest hall so I can thank you properly. I love the music in Heart City. It's like
It's great.
Head over to the contest hall. That sounds like a great idea for our next episode. But first, let me check something quick. Ah, the Route 209 music. A Route theme so good that it actually made it into Smash. The Super Contest shows are interesting, but the runes, the Celestia runes are as well. As a cameraman, it makes me happy to see all the Pokemon involved in the Super Contest shows. Yeah, that's great. Can you get out of the way, though? Alright, let's real quick just take a quick peek underground. Actually, you know what? I should head to the Pokemon Center first. A Chansey!
It's a Chansey.
Did you ever catch a Chansey in the original Red and Blue on the Safari Zone?
I think I did.